My name is Hayden Michelle. I am 17 years old and I race a 950 bike. So I ride a GSX-R1000 K8 model. We bought the bike as a standard road bike. We bought the bike a few years before I turned 16, just to sit there and give me something to really look forward to. Then it was come up to 2024, about midway through the season. I'd been doing some motocross earlier on in that year, ready to try and get me a little bit more prepared, ready for jumping on such a big bike at such a young age kind of thing really. So then it was all hands on deck to get the bike built. We had to lengthen it. We put a Gen 2 lockup clutch in it from MTC. We also had to do some wiring for my shift light and my launch control box, which is on the bike. Pull down straps, lots of bits and bobs, not a massive pricey build. It's more of an entry class 950 bike, which is perfect for my age. And yeah, so the bike is relatively new. It's a standard engine. We've never taken it out of the bike. We do plan on giving it a little refresh sometime soon, just to make sure everything's running as it should, but it's all good so far. And that's the bike. 950 bike has always been a class that stands out to me from a very young age, since my dad Jake Michelle started off in that class around 2009, I'm pretty sure, so quite some time ago. Watching my dad race in the class and all the competitors, there used to be 20 riders at one point and more. So when I went to join the class, the numbers had died down a bit. It was more like 4 riders, which isn't amazing. And with social media these days, I wanted to help the class and build it back up as much as I possibly could. So the class going from, I think, what ended up dropping off to 3 riders in the end, is looking to be more like in between 6 and 8 riders in the 2026 season. So promoting the class across social media has obviously worked, and it's drawn some more people in, which is good for the class and the sport in general, because it can lead to bigger and better things for everyone. It's an amazing entry class because 950 bike teaches you your racecraft, how to set up clutch, and all these other different things which can help you in the future. Hence, moving on to 850 bike, which is what I plan to do in 2027 if all goes well. You've already got your racecraft, basics on how to set up a clutch, your shift lights, all that jazz. So then it's adding a power adder, so you could add turbo, a nitrous kit, or whatever you may want to do. You've already got like that understanding of how to race, and now it's just, all right, how do I make my bike consistent, going that second quicker? So leading on from 850 bike, it can move you on to comp bike or even super street bike. And I think super street bike's right up my street, watching the class from a young age, and my dad now competing in it with other team members that are also in the class. Once again, you've learnt your racecraft from 950, 850 bikes learnt you how to tune on a Motec or a Max ECU, on how to tune turbos, nitrous, whatever you want to tune, or whatever your favourite power adder is. And then you just take everything you've learnt from those 2 previous classes and put it into Super Street, and you're onto a winner there. So yeah, that's my plan. And yeah, 950 bike is an amazing entry class. Now, if you want to join, happily come along and we'll show you the way. So the 2025 season was an amazing year for me. Not only winning the championship, but getting to explore and see new tracks that I've never seen before. From a young age, I've grown up at Santa Pod, and obviously I've visited Shakespeare County Raceway quite a few times during my dad racing. But with the closure of that, Santa Pod's been the only option for British drag racing really for me, as York's a bit too far away. But yeah, Santa Pod is an amazing place, but being able to see new places like Hockenheim and visiting Tierp for the first time this year, making lots of memories on a road trip with my dad and members of the team was great. But yeah, Tierp has to be a standout highlight for me, because just seeing what the facilities they have over there is great. Like the facilities there are amazing, and it's so well thought out, the whole track layout and everything. So yeah, that was a great adventure, traveling just me and my dad in transit vans. So yeah, that was amazing. And then also Hockenheim. You can't beat Hockenheim. It's literally party town, and the whole adventure, the road trip in the motorhome with the bikes in the back, and going to the campsite a few days before with a swimming pool, with diving boards. It is just amazing with friends and family to create the memories which will last forever. So Hockenheim is always a standout one for me. But you can't ignore the fact that I've worked pretty hard this year trying to achieve one of my childhood dreams, which is becoming a 950 bike champion, which I managed to achieve. So thanks to my sponsors and my dad and everyone around me that helped me succeed that. So yeah, 2025 year, it has been an amazing season for me, and I'm looking forward for 2026. So the 2025 season was quite a successful season for me, although we did have some challenges. So heading out to Hockenheim, we were racing a different class because they don't have 950 bike out there. So we're racing a class called ET bike, which is run on a sportsman tree, whereas 950 bike's on a pro tree. So we had a bit of adjusting to do there. Qualifying went really well. We qualified number one, dialed in a 928 and ran a 928, so that was pretty good. And then moving on to eliminations, with the whole change of the tree and getting used to it, it really did mess with my head, but we got there in the end, but it didn't really turn out in our favour, and ended up losing elimination E1. So yeah, we pulled like a 0.3 tree, which is just horrendous really. You're not going to win any race with that bad of a light, but yeah, it was something to adjust to, and yeah, not much we can do about it now, but something I can practice if I go and race in that class again out there in the future. So yeah, that was Hockenheim. We had some challenges and some adjusting to get used to, but it just panned out the way it did. And then moving on through the season, I had a final against a good friend Dave Hall. As it's my first full season, I'm still getting used to and still learning racecraft and trying to see what I can push, and you know, so finding my boundaries kind of thing. So in a final, probably not the best place to do it, but having a bit of a lead in the points, knowing I had to put a good reaction in the final, I rolled it that little bit deeper into stage, and it just, I went through the beam, and that was kind of that, through the raceway. But yeah, it was an amazing event, still come runner-up. So yeah, learning is a whole part of the sport, and it's what I'm doing. I'm young, and I may have won the championship, but I've still got a lot of experience to gain, as Dave Hall's raced for a long while, just like some other competitors I race against. So yeah, that was a learning curve. And then moving on to the last event, national finals, rode the bike down to the parent lanes, all good. And then as I got told to pull around to the burnout box in Q1, went to start my bike up, nothing. Bike had fully turned itself off, and I was kind of wondering what is the issue. And then as pushing the bike back to the pits, I realised that my lanyard had failed. So we fixed that and got it all sorted, headed out for Q2, and we were well away. So that was all sorted. We also ended up qualifying first or second at that event, and went through to the final once again, and took home the championship. So that was a very good event, but yeah, a little bit of a downer on Q1, but we got that fixed and sorted, ready for the following round. My goals for the 2026 race season. Well, I did have a pretty positive 2025 season, ending it out with winning the championship. So obviously I'd like to back the championship up if I can, but obviously nothing's granted, and we've got a good competition in 950 bikes, so it could be anyone's to play for. I did win 2 events in a row last year, fell short of the third hurdle, so maybe getting a hat trick, maybe that's a goal for me. But yeah, obviously as a whole, win the championship and back it up would be good. But all in all, it's not all about winning. I'd like to just attract more people into the class and help grow the sport. That is one of my main goals. So yeah, and social media is pretty helpful with that. So posting lots and more I post, the more and more the class gets viewed, which is only good for the sport in general. So yeah, that's my goal, to promote the sport and class as much as I can, and obviously try and back up the championship. How have I improved as a rider? Since 2024, I've improved quite a lot. Obviously, I've mentioned testing, pre-season testing. It helped me a lot and I learned quite a bit. But yeah, just gaining more experience, really. That does help a lot. More races, and each race is different. You learn a new thing from each race, I feel, of how my experience in racing is going so far. But yeah, I've learned a lot. And I'm looking forward to bringing what I've learnt this year with me into 2026 to make me a better racer and my future in general, really. And hopefully I can learn more next year before I step up to a bigger class. But yeah, I'm really enjoying every moment of it, learning, and not just about racecraft and as a rider, but more on the bike kind of things, with setting up clutches and shift lights and all that jazz, which is all going to benefit me in the future. So yeah, I'm having a really good time racing at the moment, and yeah, I love learning about my passion and the sport. So yeah, I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm looking forward to 2026 and learning lots and lots more. Thank you for watching. It has been an amazing video, getting to talk to you guys and give a bit of information on how my season actually went. And I'm looking forward to 2026 and bringing you guys along with me. I'll be making a video of each event, traveling across Europe and everything. So yeah, really looking forward to it. But none of this would be possible without any of my sponsors, with the likes of JK Raceworks, Turbo Smart, Puritoline, and all my friends and family around me. None of this project would not be possible without them. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.